There's a lot that can be said about me. Many have told me that I'm strong, that I'm courageous, that I'm artistic, that I'm kind, that I'm an inspiration to people. But the thing is, though people tell me I am those things are not who I am. For who I am rests in where I come from, my identity from my origin. Now, if that seems different or unusual to you, that's okay. Because we come from a culture that believes this idea that we are who we are and that we have to know who we are before we know how we are or what we will do. But that, my friend, is a lie. For God is the only one who is who He is. For He Himself said, I am who I am. I will be who I will be. Or simply put, I am. God is the only one whose very existence defines His existence. So unless you can explain to me confidently how you are uncreated, you are defined by something. What are you defined by? Me? Oh, I'm defined by dreams. Not my dreams, but my Father's dreams. Those He used to knit together my seams. Thoughts as many as grains of sand. Orders and plans bigger than any man's. From time's beginnings He saw me, not some picture but the raw me. From that moment He began to adore me, never to ignore me, only to implore me, to follow Him, to model Him, and to love Him with all my heart, soul, and mind. That He would make me a new kind of heavenly creature, not some word preacher, but rather a world reacher, outside of the world's measure, for His divine pleasure, to be His son, His friend, and ultimately a part of His bride. This is who I am. But how I am is different. For how I am rests in what I'm moved by. For what I'm moved by shows what I'm made for. Love. I'm moved by love. Real love. Love that fears not rejection but pays the price of caring, even if the recipient cares not for what stands on the receipt, because love is what I'm made for. Passion. I'm moved by passion. Real passion. The fire in a man's soul to get up and take action. I'm moved by men who live to see what their hands form take form, even if that form does not conform to the world's norm, because passion is what I'm made for. Art. I'm moved by art, real art, art with heart, creativity and expression of what's on the inside, of people with insight, artists whose light shine bright, reflecting true light, even when there's no one in sight, because art is what I'm made for. Family. I'm moved by family, real family, the people who've accepted me, all of me, and that's plain to see. The people who invite me into their homes, not just their houses, but these homes, their heart domes. People who bind it together, equal-minded together, who took love's contract and signed it together, because family is what I'm made for. Joy. I'm moved by joy, real joy, joy that's chosen, a heart that's not frozen. And I'm not talking happiness, because happiness has to happen. That's why happiness comes in a meal. But joy that's real can say I'm loving it above what they feel. And I'm moved by how when joy escapes, facades fall, and bodies that have been embalmed rise to inspire all, because joy is what I'm made for. War. I'm moved by war, but not the kind with a sword, the kind that looks disappointment in the face and says God has more in store, the kind that trusts God's faithfulness even when I feel faithless. For a mustard seed is all you need to look death in the face and say, whom the sun sets free is free indeed. Because war is what I'm made for. But the truth is, the war is already won by the Son. For the Lord is a warrior, the Lord is His name. His sword and His word are one in the same. And He has taken me from places where unknowns were all I knew, and even there His mercies were always new. Diagnosed at 2 years old with a condition no one knows, and deemed unfit by doctors to walk ever again, He held me. On His wings and His wings alone I soared. From my own 2 feet I could not stand, quite literally, with surgeries totaling around 23 until the age of 11, where I could finally buy shoes without some kind of apparatus to hold my feet together. I was finally normal. But then stepped in my heart. My suddenly enlarged aorta now once again set me apart. And though this weak tissue expanded, it would never tear. for the one who knows every hair was there within my sorrow and despair. See, there's one thing that moves me that I forgot to mention, and that's how he moves me, how he moves mountains before me and makes ways that no one else could see, how he moves even when he doesn't have to, and how his grace, his undeserved favor is ever real, how his promise to adore me always remains, and how his love never, ever, ever fades. How he found me within my doubts and my fear when they were the only things I could see. Even when I misunderstood, his love understood me. So you ask who I am. I'm the dream child of my Father, the outcome of the fires the Holy Spirit burns in me, and the product of grace, the grace of Jesus. So I'll say it again. Unless you can confidently explain to me how you are uncreated, you are defined by something. What are you defined by?